Have you ever worried about your friends or your children hanging out with a bad influence? You trust your friends and your children. You know they have a good heart and a strong head on their shoulders, but you know if they hang out with a bad influence long enough, it will eventually affect them. Or maybe your friend or child is the one who's been struggling. If so, I'm sure you've tried to connect them with good people who can hopefully rub off on them. We all know there's a major connection between who we spend our time with and who we become. We don't always need to be intentional about changing. It just happens. Over time, we picked up their ideas, learned their lingo, and start seeing the world a little differently than before. That's why we try to steer our friends and children toward connections we know will help them be successful. We want them around positive, uplifting, and encouraging people. We want them connecting in circles that inspire good character, hope, and passion for living to their fullest potential. Why do we want that for them? Because relationships play a significant role in shaping who a person becomes. What's true in the natural is also true in the spiritual. Spending time with Jesus changes us, not because we're trying to change. Like any other relationship, time with Him changes how we see the world and ourselves. If you want to become more like Jesus, it's as easy as spending more time with Him, not just showing up with your body, but showing up with your whole self, including your thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, failures, ego, and insecurities. When you show up fully in consistent worship and prayer, changes will start happening inside of you that you could never do by trying harder. A caterpillar doesn't fly by trying harder. It flies by taking its full self into the refuge of a chrysalis. In the safety of the chrysalis, the caterpillar becomes completely vulnerable and powerless. It literally comes apart until it is formed back together with wings. Like the caterpillar, our path to higher living does not come through trying harder. It comes through immersing ourselves in a safe refuge, not of the chrysalis, but of Christ. When we bring our whole self into worship and prayer, we too become completely vulnerable and powerless. We lay our pride and control down. We don't need it in the safety of His presence. Worship in spirit and truth brings us into the safe refuge of His presence, where He can lovingly take us apart and form us into His likeness. Spending time with someone changes us, and there's no greater place where this is true than spending time with Jesus. John 15:4-5. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. Just as no branch can bear fruit by itself unless it remains in the vine, neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, and you are the branches. The one who remains in me, and I in him, will bear much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. 2 Corinthians 3:17-18. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we all, with unveiled face, beholding the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from one degree of glory to another. For this comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit. What is God stirring in your heart about worshiping in spirit and truth? Share below.